Surely you
Oh,
have attendants who could go do this for you when you have more important things. And if it really was a seer that was required, well, if your readings are more accurate, shouldn't you stay here when he's the backup seer so he can go on these errands?
oh, a reader was needed. A reader. It was thought you'd believe that a reader would need to read the stars of Terrebonne over Terrebonne to understand how to follow up on certain actions, and well, he believed that my reading was more adaptable.
Well, I believe that at the very least.
But she sure can't adapt to her own things.
And
During
he
this, too, like, Cherry is also doing, like, I don't know, attendantly things, like
oh,
brushing Ava's hair or whatever, like helping spruce up the room. I don't know if anyone's been sleeping in here. I assume it's kind of, dusty, stale, whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She goes on to say, it certainly is true that I haven't seen the stars in a while, perhaps a month, perhaps more. I'm unsure.
And the stars guided me to you to get you out of there because the stars needed you. They missed you.
Hmm. What do you think I should do, Angel?
Well, I certainly don't think you should defer to him. The stars brought you out of that hole and brought you back here for a reason.
Hmm. Perhaps you're right. I'll need to read the stars and see what they tell me again. It's been so
Anything I can
long.
do to help with your reading.
Oh, nothing much. Nothing you can really do. It's a solitary activity, is star reading.
I'm gonna get Nico to build like an observatory in this town and just blow their fucking
Wow,
minds.
so true.
We need a hill.
Um,
If there is no hill, we'll make one.
We did
Cherry
that in
does.
London. It was very ugly.
Cherry
Yeah,
thinks
but
for a moment and points out, "Well, I'm blind, so you'll be even if I'm here with you, you'll still be alone and looking at the stars."
This is true. Perhaps you could help set a nicer atmosphere. After all, there is much bustle around town now.
Cherry, sort of grins. It's what I do best. Um, and plays, like readying her shamisen, plays a few sort of ambient notes. So I am going to. So I have arcane art. I have an ally is invigorated, which the mechanical effect of that is, and they deal plus 1d4 damage forward. But like, can we, I also have allies' mind is cleared of enchantment or fear. Is that, you know, is something in that like could that aid in her?
Oh, you can invigorate her.
Yeah, nice.
She's gonna go
Sure.
beat the shit out of Jean.
I would be happy to help.
Cherry's standing
Uh,
on the sidelines, cheering on, except she can't see, so she's standing on the wrong sidelines.
I assume she's waiting for, the stars to be fully out to do that, though. I assume that's not
Yeah.
happening right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, is there anything you would like? Another bath to rest, perhaps? Anything I
Oh,
can do to.
no, I'll just sit and enjoy the fresh air and the garden.
Cherry will play music for her, at the very least. Some nice,
Right.
relaxing ambient. So, meanwhile, back at the ranch where my other character is, see, I can be in two scenes. Um, Wait, so did
DM.
November and Nico split off from Lydian, or are they with
I just told
Lydian?
her to watch over him, but maybe at this point Lydian's gone to his room to get some business done and commune, I think, so they can be on their own. They can be by their business.
Oh, that's why Lydian is so upset that Nico makes fun of religion.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's not so upset about your thing, he just wants you to shut the fuck up. But yeah, Lydian's a religious guy, but he's, he's keeping that to himself at the moment.
So Nico, I assume, wants to like maybe investigate some of these like crash meteors or something.
I gave Nico the directive of,
Yeah, no,
figure out
like
what's
if
going
Nico
on.
can.
November is giving, so as they're going, November's, giving Nico little like operating, like advice like on how to not make like not look directly, how to use your peripheral vision to look at things, how to be inconspicuous, that sort of thing. I'll say Aquilo is not like on November's shoulder or whatnot, walking around town. Aquilo's like sort of flying above or perched on buildings, keeping a literal bird's eye view on things, from a distance, again, to draw less attention to them than walking around with a fucking falcon. That sort of thing. But November at one point is gonna ask Nico something. You're a skilled inventor.
Yeah.
I was wondering about something. I knew someone. I worked with someone. She was a Gorgon, actually. Uh, and the vipers that were her hair, she could use them to see. And they had this ability where they saw heat, so they were able to see in the dark or through obscured vision. Do you think you could make a device that could recreate that to look through?
Let's see, a device that can read. Say that again now.
See, the vipers, they could see heat. They had like heat vision, essentially, which is the thing vipers
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
Is there a way you could do that to see heat instead of light, to be able to look around and see
probably
at night in the dark?
Yeah, I could probably do that. Just
Fucking
a question of
making
material.
NVGs.
Probably a question of materials and things, but yeah, I can probably do that. Also, maybe yes.
See what Ava said had, like right that got to November, the comments about the dark, and now she's thinking about,
This is why these two are gonna get on. They're just gonna see the world in the most literal sense possible.
yeah. They're both tinkers too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but November sort of presents her rifle, and which does have a scope on it.
If I could see in the dark, I can kill so many more people at any time of day.
Or not just through dark, but through, some thin walls, cover, things like that, or in dust, smoke. She used a shotgun. That was how she generally operated, either in the cover of dark or usually with a smoke screen or dust cloud or something, where she could move around unseen and get in close to people. Obviously, I operate from a greater distance, but in those, I wasn't very useful in those with a smoke screen, unless there were people fleeing out of the cloud and out of cover, then I could pick them off, but it's important to be able to adapt your tools for whatever scenario.
Yes. Of course. Why? You're the first one today who's talked any real sense. November. Horse, but still, night goggles for night. Night goggles.
November nods.
Noggles.
We don't do marketing naming schemes
So
here.
as you're walking through the city through Yuma, what are you looking for?
Oh, meteor, fallen stars.
Just destroyed
Okay,
buildings, I
sure.
imagine, is what they're.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah,
I'm
like
gonna say like you come across like, yeah, you zero in on like craters that haven't been picked off yet.
oh,
You
perfect.
know, a
Looking for
crater that
meteorites.
hasn't been, where the meteorite has not been, already taken.
Ooh, BRB for like literally 10 seconds.
Okay.
1, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, that was like 8 seconds.
Very good. Okay, so you go to the crater where you see a young girl
Mhm.
is like trying to pull it up to no avail.
Oh, she's got cancer.
Excuse me, is this one of these so-called fallen stars?
Yeah, and it's mine.
Well, you can't hardly carry it now, can you?
Well, as soon as I figure out how to,
Do your parents know you're here?
What? Why would you need such a meteorite like this?
because I want one. I want something to. I want. I just want one.
But why?
Because they look nice.
Your parents don't know you're here, do they?
I can
Mom
kill you
doesn't
and no
have
one would
to
ever
know.
know.
And November sort of like crouching down. These things are dangerous. If you got hurt, your parents wouldn't be around to help you. And even if you brought it back, they'd ask, your mom would ask you where this came from. What would you tell her?
They're only dangerous when they hit the ground.
Lots of things are still dangerous after they hit their ground.
Well, I don't think this is.
You don't think this is. You didn't say you don't know this is. See, this is not really November's strong suit either. She's quickly getting impatient with this child. Like, she doesn't know how to persuade people without threatening them.
Lydian's just back at like his room drinking a cup of tea thinking, man, I hope they don't have to do anything social out there.
Yeah.
Lydian actually
so
isn't thinking
November-
that. Lydian thought when he said, figure out what's going on, he didn't think he'd go out and do field research immediately, so he's just in the dark completely.
So November's pretty like, November's kind of frustrated right now. Because on one hand, she kind of wants to like, just like scare off this child. But she was specifically ordered to like try and make sure Nico's not gonna like cause any scene, cause a problem sort of thing. And the obvious implication there is that she also should not be causing, a commotion or a scene or drawing attention or like threatening a child. So it's like she's outside of her area of expertise here already.
Well, well, well.
Anyway, I'm strong for my age.
Yeah, but it's clearly not strong enough.
That's what you think.
I
And
was about
she
to.
goes and like starts lifting again.
You're not
I
gonna
thought she was about to tackle Nico.
No.
You're not gonna make it, Nico. He says, you're not gonna make it.
We goad the child into lifting the rock. She manages it, getting it above her head. Then her knees start buckling, and the rock just crushes her. Problem solved.
Finally, the third dead child in one of these games.
Wait, what's the second one?
The one you shot in the leg.
That wasn't a child!
It was a teenager, practically a child.
He was basically our age.
I'm 30.
No, like, I mean the age of our characters in the party.
They were practically
This
children.
Wickham Ray were like 19, you know?
I thought he was like in 15, 16. I thought he was younger.
He was.
There we go. See, I'm right.
It's basically the same age.
Anyway, yeah, she like exerts more effort and winds up like does actually start to lift it up out of the ground.
My word.
You can barely pick that up just on the spot. You're gonna try and get that. You can't get that out of a crater.
I can roll it up.
I doubt it. Do we?
Just watch.
November sort of turns to Nico. What do you have on? Do you have anything a child might like?
Well, I have various gadgets, but I'm not giving them.
Do you have anything you could give away that a child might like?
I have coin.
I'm gonna pay this child off. He's learning from Lydian.
Excuse me, child.
What? She says as she's like slowly dragging it up, rolling it up.
Perhaps we can come to an arrangement. I get to take the rock, and you get these 9 shiny coins.
My mom has so many coins, I don't need yours.
What? You take coin for your mother? Wow. That's fucked up.
Yeah, destroy this child. Make them feel bad about their parents' largesse.
I think your
November's
mother.
like, this is a wealthy child. They probably deserve this. Just shoots the child with her silenced gun.
I'm just saying. I think your mother would be happy if you came home with coin than a rock.
I don't care if she'd be happier with coin than a rock. I want the rock.
You know, with
I
these
want a
coins,
rock.
you could buy many fine rocks.
Shows what you know.
What? I know much
November
more than you.
sighs and then pulling out, her survival dagger. Like, how about a knife? Would you rather have a knife than a rock? That's easier to take back. Has literally nothing else enticing for a child. Children like knives.
How
They
nice
do.
is the knife?
It's like, it's kind of like a Bowie knife,
That is a cool knife. Kid me would have liked the Bowie knife.
Yeah. It has like a serrated back to it.
Actually, Lydian comes over here. Oh, like the knife.
Lydian is walking past because he decided to go out and get a steak, and he just sees November offering a child a knife, and he's just like, November, what the hell are you doing?
How dare you give that knife away for free?
That knife could cut my steak real good.
Roll
And in November's like, in my defense, I feel like this is the least bad interaction between a knife and a child that could be having.
You're gonna have to roll charisma.
Well, not like a child
boy.
using a knife to cut their meal, but giving them a... Yeah, fuck it, I'm being pedantic.
Wow.
She's thinking about it.
Give me your rifle, too.
At that point, we just shoot the child. I'm actually surprised that did as good. I have a -1 to this. To charisma.
I've seen better knives.
You call that a
This
knife?
knife has been in actual combat. It has
Really?
history to it. Yeah.
What kind of history?
Most of it's classified.
Well, now I really want to know.
Well, if you give us the rock, or rather the meteorite,
This knife has slit the throat of bad guys.
What kind of bad guys?
November's faltering. I was gonna say Nico help me, but oh yeah, this isn't exactly Nico's strong suit either.
Nico just says religious people.
bad people.
Wicked terrorists.
Terrorist?
Yeah.
What's a terrorist?
They're like soldiers, but bad.
What kind of bad did they do?
They killed people. They
Why?
stole weapons.
Yes, powerful weapons.
I don't question why they do things. This is...
I just kill them.
Look, this is getting away. Do you want the knife or not?
Look, kid, stars are falling on your town all the time. There's only one of this knife. It could be your house tomorrow, and then you'll have the stone.
I have a knife person who can tell me if the knife is really cool. You mind if I go show this to them? Just stay here and don't run off with the rock.
I'll
We
go
won't.
with you. I'm not. How do I know if I give you the knife to show them that they're not just gonna run off with it?
Well,
That
'cause
you're
I
not just
pinky
gonna.
promise.
Hey, Pinky?
This is taking a weird direction. The kid going, I know a knife. It's my friend Billy from down the road.
Archie would like to meet a knife person. I might need to buy a new knife soon.
It's Billy the knife person, but he's also like he's
I might need my boss to buy me a new knife because I don't fucking carry cash.
That is part of the agreement. Supplies, resources. This is November just shows back up. I need a new knife.
Why do you need a new knife?
Had to use the last one.
And you couldn't get it back?
No.
okay.
Why?
Don't toast it, no.
Look, there was a kid.
Okay, say no more, I'll buy the knife. I don't want to know.
Okay, yeah. No, but November offers to accompany the child.
Okay. Let's go.
So yeah, November, pointing, looking over her shoulder at, Nico sort of like signals to the rock, like, this is,
Whoa,
November trusts
wait a
that Nico can
minute.
figure.
There's two of you. And one rock.
Yes?
We were
Don't
going
run off
to...
with the rock, okay?
Yeah, don't run off with that. See,
Fine.
they wanted the rock. We each wanted it, and we were going to fight for it before we saw you there.
Well, let's go to the person who knows knives.
I feel bad. This is mean.
Mhm.
Maybe we should let the
Back in a
child have the
moment.
cancer rock.
Keep going.
No.
Giving this child a knife.
Okay. So Nico, Aquilo lands next to you after November is gone, and like will accompany you.
Okay.
I don't think Aquilo will be any help with getting the rock out of here, but
Wait, what? Who was Aquilo again? Was that
my
November's?
falcon,
Oh, yeah, okay.
my
So,
gear falcon.
so,
I like how we both not only so it's like November or Cherry and Lydian are like very much like mom and dad, and then we have these two children, but the children each have like a sidekick too.
yeah. Nico just goes to just. So, you're a Falco.
It does its little falcon screech at you.
I see, I see, I see. This is Cogsworth.
Do you have? Oh yeah, I was gonna ask if you had Cogsworth.
Oh yeah, always Cog. This is Cogsworth. He's a machine.
Yeah, Aquilo sort of inspects Cogsworth. Okay. How big is Cogsworth?
Slightly smaller than Nico.
Okay, yeah.
So working off scales here.
Yeah.
Really small.
I mean, Aquilo, falcons are pretty small. But yeah. Cool. So, I trust you and Cogsworth can get this meteorite out of here.
Oh, absolutely. So the plan is we're stealing it then.
I assume.
Yeah. Cogsworth, I will require you to help me carry this rock, this meteorite. Anyway, yeah, Nico and Cogsworth are just trying to pushing that meteorite.
All right. So in the meantime, November, you're led
Yeah.
to a larger building. And the child leads you in. One of the people there just says, "Oh, hey, Roulette,"
Wow,
and
I knew it.
the child just goes, "All right, Bella, are you in here?"
Wow.
She knows knives.
This would be Bella wouldn't like this knife. It's old steel.
And yeah, so a fairy flits out
Oh my god.
to meet her.
The
As
fuck?
Yeah,
she goes,
another one of my characters. See,
"Just
I
this
thought
knife,
about
please. Would you wield it?"
well, honey, I don't wield anything cold steel like that.
Is it worth a meteorite?
A meteorite, and Bella's like wings are instantly, flapping more.
I wanted to get one, but then they offered this knife to me instead.
No, I think a meteorite's cooler.
All right, deal's off, lady. Let's go back.
So Bella is immediately like, sort of flying around November in circles, like, "Oh, who are you?" And November's just, "I'm just passing through, soldier." "Are you an adventurer?" "I'm an adventurer." "That's great." Not really. I just, I do private security now for a businessman, and Bella immediately gets a lot more bored at that. Uh, so you found a meteorite?
All right, Nico, I need you to roll strength.
Oh no, my best stat. Oh, ow, ow.
Is Cogsworth?
So
Is
you and
Cogsworth
Cogsworth
not?
are pushing, but it's a hard uphill battle.
Why do I feel like a mythological
And
figure?
unfortunately, Roulette returns by the time you've rolled it up over the edge of the crater and just goes, "Hey, they're stealing it! They're stealing it! You said you wouldn't!"
Bella also zooms in. Hey, and November, after sort of swearing under her breath, also puts on a show of, "Hey, you said you wouldn't steal it."
Well,
Draws her gun and points it at Nico.
I'm not stealing it. I'm merely just getting it out of the crater. It can't be there all day now, can it? I'm doing you a favor. Look, Cogsworth did most of the heavy lifting here. He got it up sooner than you would have alone. Be thankful.
Weaklings. Bella shakes her head. I doubt Bella could move this either. This is, but
So,
I don't know. If how big is this meteorite?
It's about it's like 3 feet wide.
Okay, yeah, probably bigger than what Bella can move.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was merely getting it up because you weren't gonna get it up. So, and either way, if the deal went through, I had it up already, and if it didn't,
Well,
then
deal's off. I'm rolling it home.
And Bella, crossing
you
her
two-
arms, she
we ha-
did see it first.
If you do actually get this rock, you do have to mark off overcame like a notable adversary this session. Because this
Yeah.
child is rolling you two.
Nico just stands there. Okay. And pushes the rock down the crater again.
Why did you do that?
Well,
Sure.
it's your meter, right? You said you told me to put it back.
I said I'd be rolling it to my.
Yeah, get rolling.
And November sort of sighs. How about this? We can roll it out together, and you can keep it, but this one here gets to study it.
Study it.
Yes, I am a scientist. I study these things.
Bella sort of, still arms crossed, turns to Roulette. What do you think? Do you want to let the nerd look at it?
He did just be really mean.
Well,
Maybe if he says sorry.
I, Nico Tesler of Emberwell, graduate of what year is it again? It's
3008.
graduate of 3008. Actually, yeah.
Wait,
no, I would.
no, it is January 3008. The party started in 3007.
Okay, graduate of 3000. We'll say 6. 3007. Hereby issue a formal apology for my behavior in pushing down the meteorite down into the crater in which it created when it landed upon our Earth.
That was very long, but okay.
Well, Cogsworth, roll it up.
Here, let me help. November says, rolling her eyes. Bella too, immediately wants to show up by joining in to help. And small as she is, it does make a noticeable difference. She has a surprising amount of. I'm gonna say she has the highest strength stat out of anyone here.
Oh yeah, Bella is a character you haven't played yet.
No,
I have played.
Oh, you have played.
Bella, I would like. She was my. These are both of my characters who were introduced as a level 11 sidekick.
Oh.
Bella was Moray's apprentice.
Oh, right.
To be clear, this is Moray's daughter. This is so this is one of my characters, another one of my characters, and another one of my characters' child.
This is a very M-centric scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I somehow feel very surrounded.
I feel like I'm talking to one person.
Hey, I'm not playing roulette at least.
I think I might be going insane.
I like roulette though. I had a sense. I almost asked what like species she was, but I felt that would, tip the hand too much.
Yeah. You all roll it to Roulette's place, her room, and and
We
her
take it
mom's
to her
house.
home.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say I think the house is technically just outside of Yuma. Like it's on the beach, kind of. But yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
November doesn't know this, but I'm pointing out, Miko, don't you have like hover or something?
Oh yeah, no.
Could you like put the meteorite on the hover boots or whatever
I mean,
to make
yes,
this
but
easier?
I would be walking without boots then.
Fair enough.
I can use the hover boots to help push it.
I'll say Bella's enjoying herself, getting to show off her big muscles.
Yeah. You settle it down in her room, where she thinks in a place where she thinks it'll make a fun little decoration.
I can't believe we gave Murray's daughter cancer.
It's not every meteorite is cancer inducing. Come on.
Yeah.
And Murray sort of, or Murray, Jesus Christ. I have too many fucking characters in Yuma in this moment. Bella, sort of like, once it's in there, sort of like clapping her hands and like shudders a bit. I actually don't like this thing.
Huh?
It has bad vibes.
What could be wrong with the vibes?
It's not of nature.
It's a fallen star. That's pretty natural.
I guess it's not of this world. It's not part of the
Yeah,
wilderness.
that's true. Well, study away.
At one point, you see Bella, flying up, and I guess you don't hear necessarily what she's saying. You just hear she makes angry bell noises while pointing at a plant. At one point, a potted plant in the windowsill.
Yeah, Nico, you can study the rock.
Fantastic. I'm gonna use this. Let me see that. When you take a few moments to handle or examine something interesting, ask the GM following questions. Okay. So, um, ask two of the following questions. GM must ask it truthfully. I guess with what's wrong with this and how might I fix it? Like, what's wrong with this? Like, is there anything off with this meteorite?
Uh, it seems to lack a lot of like the telltale signs of something that would have burned up in atmosphere.
Hmm. Weird, but interesting. Interesting. And one more. Maybe what has been done most recently with this or to this.
Well, it fell from the sky, and then
Hmm.
you rolled it into this girl's room.
Yeah, that was a waste. Yeah, those were the two questions. Damn.
Good intel. Can you like scrape off a sample or something?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Nico could just do a bit of like think, think, think.
Yeah.
Don't take too much of it off now.
I need a lot to test it, but don't worry.
So while like Nico's studying it and November doesn't have much to do other than watch, I can't believe I'm doing this to myself, but Bella's gonna strike up some with November. Um like so you do security now? Guess but you're what, ex soldier? And November's just sort of like, yeah. Yeah, you look like it. I mean, how'd you stop being a soldier? Is there a cool story there? You on the run from someone? You got, like a cool backstory? And November just sort of shrugs. Not really. Just needed a new job, after the war. And Bella, sort of sighs. Ah, that's a shame. Well, even doing security, you never know. Like, some cool stuff might happen. A friend of mine runs security for the business, and, she gets up to some cool stuff sometimes. You don't have any good war stories, do you? And, November just sort of, none that I would tell in front of a child. Increasingly annoyed. Um, Bella, fluttering down a bit. Yeah, I'll bet, huh? Probably got some good ones. I have a bunch of great stories, though not as many. I was a friend. Do you know where you are? Do you know whose house this is? And yeah, November's like, no. I mean, hers, pointing at Roulette. And Bella sort of laughs. That's her daughter. This is the house of Mireille Bordeaux. I actually don't think that's what her new last name is, but I forget what her new last name is, so we'll go with that. She was one of the adventurers that cleared up the Mud Ocean back in 3000. And, November's a little impressed by that. Like, no shit. Yep, I was there. I was there when the king under the sea had his head ripped off.
It wasn't Thistlewick that did it. He's a fraud.
And November's just like, huh. And so that was this person. I guess it explains the mansion. Yep, I've had lots of adventures since then, too. Yeah? And Bella just, yeah, lots. They're really cool. And then it's just sort of awkwardly looking at each other. And November just sort of like, well, I've never been much one for stories. And, Bella looks a little put out by that. Who doesn't like stories? Roulette does, right?
I love stories, she says as she's looking at she's just reading like a magazine.
Yeah. She's going to be a great adventurer too someday. All right, I'm gonna plant the thread. I'll do it. November's just like, well, if you're interested in that sort of thing, like I said, I'm not much, but one of the people we're working with, I mean, if you want to let us take a look at this meteor again, or, maybe make some other trade, November eyeing it, know someone who has a lot of stories with adventure stuff. If you're interested.
Count me interested. I want to hear more stories if they're about, especially if they're from big adventures.
Yeah, she's got a lot of those. And Bella's interested too. Like, wait, someone here in town? Someone with you? And November just says, "Yeah, I don't know. She's probably busy right now, but I'll mention it to her. We'll see if we need to look at this thing again after this." And yeah, I guess that's enough conversation for Nico's experimenting.
Hmm.
Cool, I can have 3 of my fucking characters in a room at once.
Nice.
Total
I feel like
domination.
this happens to me more than other people.
Yeah, I guess.
You introduce more characters. I just play one at a time.
Yeah,
This is only my second time introducing a second character.
Yeah, but it's more pronounced.
Well, I think it's like, because we had Aegis and Vigor, we had to work around them meeting.
Yeah.
I think we intentionally did it where Aegis met Ariana and Vigor met Azora. To avoid that conundrum.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's your experiment with the meteorite, and I guess you'll be on your way back to the garden?
Yeah. It's probably, like night by now. We arrived
Yeah.
in the afternoon.
Definitely.
So leaving, well, did you learn anything useful?
Nico?
Yeah. Well,
Did you?
let's see now. Guess can I just roll intelligence to see if I learned anything more?
Sure. Roll spout lore.
Spout lore. And let me just get that.
7 to 9. Something interesting that's really useful. So it's a little extra information you're able to glean, I'll say, is that
because I know it's like
meteorites like this that lack those kind of burn marks.
Yeah.
They either undergo like massive cooling, like very quickly or over a very long time, or they come from below the atmosphere.
Oh, below the atmosphere. Yeah. So I've learned one thing. These are not from. So either these somehow went through rapid cooling as they entered our atmosphere through the ether of this space, or as we all know, warm. No.
As we all know, space is warm. I guess that is technically true.
But what was I gonna say? But that seems really impractical for something to just cool that easily. It's not. We're not talking about, it passed through a bit of rain cloud, which you all know is made of water. No. These must have come from underneath the atmosphere, meaning these are not stars at all. They are something else.
Weapons?
Perhaps, but they are very just rock-like in their structure.
Maybe it's some sort of catapult system.
Perhaps, but who would catapult? Actually, no. I can think of many reasons to catapult this place.
Well, if these people, I mean, generally you would just use, artillery, mortars, and stuff, but if these people are religious fanatics and they're trying to enact some form of psychological warfare, getting rocks, setting them on
Yeah,
fire, and then catapulting them in so they fall, so burning rocks fall from the sky like stars falling, that could have obvious applications for messing with a place like this.
exactly.
I like this like Scooby Doo plot where like going for no idea if that's what's actually happening, but I like this sort of this angle on it from the skeptics.
Well, and I'll be, and this will show again I'm right.
Well, I guess we ought to head back and report what we found out.
Yes,
Oh, I hope I never have to talk to a child that long again.
I agree. It was terrible.
Truly.
All right. So in the meantime, I guess we'll cut back to actually, how long do we want to keep going? 6:45.
Yeah, I was figuring we would end soon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
it's also midnight.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
Yeah.
gonna-
quarter
yeah.
to yeah.
I don't know how long Eva like stargazing would
Well,
be.
how long do you have? Do you have a scene you want to do, Snake?
I think
Lydian?
I'm kind of wrapped with thing. I've kind of want to get started on some stuff. I don't really have anything in mind till I've got more to go on, so I don't know.
Okay. So
The
I do.
only thing
There,
I would say is
well, there is one thing that I want to do with Lydian, but we can save it for next time, which is basically touch base with other, changing hand members in town.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying the only reason I brought up the stargazing is just because, like, that's happening tonight, and that way we
Yeah.
could have a clean break on next session starts in the morning
Yeah.
tomorrow.
So back with Ava and Cherry. Ava is just gazing up at the stars. She's tracing her fingers in the air, and
And I'm invigorating her
Yeah.
with my mystical music.
and
Cherry. Cherry, what are you doing? No, Cherry, no! Laptop.
oh my.
Sorry. The cat
cat.
Cherry came to see the character Cherry.
Nice.
Hi, yes, you're a good boy. Oh, he's curled up in my lap now. We can continue.
All right. So she saying things to herself, naming various constellations, how they're intertwining, how they're looking at each other. And then she gasps a little bit. Says, "Oh my."
She said it was solitary, so I don't know if I'm allowed to speak. I don't know if we clarified before that if Cherry has to keep quiet other than her
No,
music,
she doesn't
or
have to
if
keep quiet.
okay. So yeah, Cherry's like, "What is it? What is it, goddess?"
Perhaps it really is the end time.
Well, that's ominous.
And we can end session there.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
that's a good cliffhanger.
Yeah. And yeah, end the session. Bonds? Any Bonds update?
Oh
I-
god, I
I
didn't
do
do this
not
during the
know.
game.
I didn't get to.
No,
I didn't.
no,
really...
not with Lydian. November.
I feel like no, but like they had a lot of time together.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to think. Like, think is cool. She thinks I'm smart. She wants to learn about my inventions. Good test subject. That's the thing. I don't know if that changed really. What has changed there?
I could just strike. I know it's like a not a player bond, but I think I could just strike off the bond I had with Dwight at the moment, or just change it.
Mhm.
Not an, it's a NPC bond, so I know no XP on that. But
Yeah,
basically,
Yeah.
I feel like I left on a note of warning Dwight, like, hey, you know,
Oh no, you're.
don't just think it's all about like you being this ambitious guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna change that.
Okie dokie.
I don't think I have one with Lydian for November, but I have one with Nico and one with Cherry.
Okay.
I may have another one with Nico actually here. Let me post these two real quick. So with Nico, we have this one. Nico's inventions are useful. I have some ideas I'd like them to work on. Which is short, but you know, that's
Yeah.
definitely something to develop. For Cherry, we just have I'm appreciating the need for Cherry's social skills more. I wish we had her around to deal with this child.
Mm-hmm. And those are new bonds, not advancements?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I think I have a different bond for
Yeah, I'm not gonna
November.
thing it. I'm just gonna copy and paste what I've changed with Dwight because just an NPC bond.
Yeah.
So that's my old one with. Oh yeah, you're doing yours first, or?
I just copied and pasted mine out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the old one. I think we're talking about the things about the secrecy and stuff. I think this could work with like November thinks I'm smart, wants to learn about my venture net class, a good test subject. Dude, it's right. I'm not careful enough. I need to heed her words so I won't take my Xbox plan for stolen. Wait, who's reading this? Stop it.
Nice.
Yeah, no, like the paranoia is setting in.
Okie dokie.
I think we can work with that.
And are those all our bonds?
Yeah.
No, I have more.
Okay.
So I think I have another new one with Nico, and I'm actually going to advance the previous one. So the other new one, Nico makes a lot more sense to me than the others. Straightforward and logical, just needs real-world experience. And then we advance the one about Nico being a scientist and inventor, a clever engineer. They remind me of my father in some ways. If anyone would appreciate his work, I think Nico would. That I'm advancing to. I'm the only person I let work on this rifle my father made. Could I trust Nico to work on it too?
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, Cherry.
I might have
Fuck.
one with Cherry, but I didn't act on it, so I'm not sure. I mean, let me copy and paste it. I've written it down in my notepad, but I might. So let's just see, because I don't know if I didn't acted enough on it, but it was something that came up, and I think it stuck in Lydian's head because it's a thing we haven't touched on in a while. So Cherry is still uncomfortable with the thought of selling her stories. She gives them great value. Does she therefore see the story she carries as her value? I have to figure out a way to gently break those apart. So, the time of prophecy for Cherry's child draws close. If it's the end of her line, this may be the time to push. She can end on a high, her stories preserved, and her child's future guaranteed solvent. I don't know, though. Basically, like, it was a thread that I don't even know if I'm like pursuing much anymore. Of just like, hey, stop traveling and telling your stories in person, make them into books, sell them. You'll have money that way. And it's like, hey, if your kid isn't gonna have the gift, then at least like
Yeah.
he can have a lot of money if you just sell the books, and it won't be his problem anymore. But it's not something Lydian acted on, more something he noticed.
Right.
Do you think that's an advanced bond?
I think so.
Okay, we'll pop that in there.
All right. And do you have any bonds with does Cherry? Have any bonds of advance?
Yes, she does. I'm working on them now. I have one with one of my November bonds advanced, which was November is slow to reveal things about herself. She may be a difficult nut to crack. That advanced to November seems shaken by Ava's predictions. I wonder what it was that got to her. Which is true. And let me see. I'm going through her ones with. Here, let me look at Lydian's.
I've finished typing up
No,
my
that
notes.
didn't advance. Cherry. Okay, good one. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Okay, I do. I need
Uh, uh.
new.
Well.
Sorry. So, previous Bond. I haven't updated this one in ages. I prodded Lydian a bit more about how he mysteriously disappears, which he managed to sidestep, but I clearly shook him a little. Maybe being a bit more direct would pay off, unless he's just been jacking it. Now, Lydian seems a bit touchy about Ava's comments about a forgotten god and the specific religious zealotry of this town. Does he have some religious baggage then?
Ah, there we go. You can finally start digging into this.
Yeah, the other ones didn't advance. I wasn't there for the Xbox thing. That's a shame. That would have advanced a bond. I'm trying to think if this advanced. Nico seems to have made a friend in November. Maybe they'll start opening up more. That got reinforced, but I don't think it changed.
Mhm.
I guess not.
Is that it?
I think so.
Those all the bonds you got?
I might have one.
All right.
Now, one more. This is an advancement with Nico. It's kind of a cross one, but it's mostly Nico. All right, so Old Bond. Nico has been obedient lately. His folly was bad in the short term, but that rock to his confidence has made him more reliable. His mistakes can be turned into a greater take for myself. New Bond. Nico's anger at the world beyond his domain of science may put us in danger and cost us business. I'll set November to teach him that discretion is the better part of valor. Maybe make him wiser to the world. It may even expand his understanding of science itself.
Nice.
There we go.
Okay. Well, did you open up a new avenue for coin to flow through?
No.
No.
Not
November. Did you push yourself to answer the Call of Duty?
Yes.
Yes?
Had to deal with that fucking child. Very much not November's strong suit. For an extended period of time. Was put in
Yeah.
a very uncomfortable and difficult situation, too.
True.
When violence would have solved that problem much easier,
Yeah.
but that would not be answering the Call of Duty.
Take an XP for that. Cherry, did you get someone to relax, calm down, and open up to you?
I don't know if I did.
Yeah, I don't think
Like,
so.
she kind of did with Ava, but Ava was already so, like, relaxed with Cherry. You know?
Yeah, so I don't think so. And Nico, did you prove the value of your inventions to others?
Maybe my hover boots? Nah.
Nah.
November got
Well,
further with that knife.
Yeah.
And Bella still. I love how my own character, just because I had to be truthful to how Bella would react, and Bella doesn't like, steel blades. Just like, damn.
did we learn something new and important about the world?
Yes.
We did learn a lot about cosmology and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stars
Yeah,
of the world.
cosmology, Galenula, the
We learned
whole
about
political crisis in Yuma,
the
the two
governmental
seers
system.
at once, the
Yeah.
apocalypse. We learned a shit ton.
Yeah, let's take an XP for that. Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
The child.
I'd say Roulette, but I don't think we
Uh,
overcame her.
No.
She overcame us.
Yeah. Did we loot a memorable treasure?
No, again, Roulette fucked us.
Yeah. Nope. I'll take an XP for playing well game.
I am level 9. Wait.
Nice.
I win.
Nice.
I am level 2. Roulette fucking bodied this party.
Hardest foe so far. It was fun, yeah, sending out the two least social characters on what became a fucking social battle. Something that Lydian and Cherry probably could have walked through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, either one of them, this would have been just complete, grade school easy shit. And then just. But we had the two, Really, that was for children. Let's be real.
Yeah. You don't level up a stat on level 10, do you? Or do you?
No, you do.
Okay then, because yeah, I'm pretty much looking at my final stat array unless I up dexterity to make that a +1 for some reason. But yeah, 8 strength, 12 dex, 9 con, 16 intelligence, 18 wisdom and charisma.
Nice.
Wait, what are those? Here, could you write those down? I'm curious about.
Yeah,
Or just screenshot.
Are my numbers wrong?
I can't process that many numbers at once.
Okay. I'll copy and paste.
No, or Cherry's were almost going. Cherry's stats at level 8 were almost identical to Azora's at level 8. Or no, at level 8 they were identical, except strength and charisma were swapped. But I put my last 2 points into wisdom instead of constitution. I thought about putting them in constitution. So this is for level 8, right?
Level 9 now, because I just put
level 9.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yep. Wow, very similar to Cherry's stats, actually.
Yeah, seems fine to me.
If you put that last point in dexterity, they will have identical stats with intelligence and constitution switched.
What was my 3 classes? I hope I wrote this fucking down. Maybe in bio. Okay. Merchant, miracle worker, devoted. I guess I'll stop recording.
All right.